Welcome back to Incognito Banter, everybody. We've had a hell of a year. Lots of things have happened. Some of which have been Taylor Swift, some of which have not. And we wanted to dedicate this last episode of the year to kind of do a little recap and give out our little awards of what we thought was most important.
And to claim your awards, anybody who wins an award, please reach out to us. We will gladly deliver.
100%, no doubt about it. Anywhere in the world.
You might have to show up on the pod, but that's whatever, right?
Yeah.
And one of these guys will personally give you a check for $1 million post-tax.
Just because we say our podcast is number one on the planet doesn't mean we're making that kind of money.
Yeah, like we're the best podcast. We're
Honestly.
the richest podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about
We're
it.
in negative bounds right now,
Yeah.
podcast.
This
Okay.
is true.
Tell me right now, if Taylor Swift came up to us, it's like, hey, I'm accepting my award.
I'm not giving her $1 million. It would be nice if she gives me $1 million.
And then $1
though.
million, and we have to give out $1 million. But the podcast blows up because it's Taylor Swift.
Not to $1 million.
I think that would be. I think that would be a
It's
very
a classic case of we can maybe give her a residual check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic, right?
No. It could whatever deal we work out with her, fine. But it has to be $1 million.
I'd have more
If
questions.
it's Taylor, then it makes sense. But if it's like
Beyonce, would you not do that for Beyonce?
no, but like you're talking about like super S tier, people. I'm talking about like if it's a B tier or an A tier person, then
Who's A tier in your opinion?
who's A tier in my opinion? Jeremy Renner. I would say he's an A tier. I don't think he's S tier.
I don't think Jeremy Renner is A tier at all.
You think he's a B tier?
He's B or C, bro.
Really? I would
Really?
say like B plus A minus here. but-
Yeah. Like
I put him up
he
there.
makes the cut. He makes the cut. He also had a rough year this year. Can we like not talk about that? Like I mean,
He did have a rough year.
he got into a big accident,
yeah.
barely survived. Come on, man. He's A tier. Jeremy, you're A tier to me.
So that's what it takes? A car accident?
I mean, he's also a Hawkeye, and he's also in the Mission Impossible movies.
I was gonna say
and-
I rewatched the Mission Impossible movie, so he is front of mind.
Yeah.
Jesus
with the-
Christ, it's Jason Bourne. I don't know how that came out last.
Yeah, I mean, Jason
No,
Bourne's
he was-
not this year though.
He was a trainee of Jason Bourne, right? Or not,
Yeah.
or whatever part of that agent or asset class
yeah.
training program. I forgot what the whole premise behind that was.
But yeah, no, okay. I mean, I still think Jeremy Renner is B tier, but that's okay. That kind of makes me question: do you guys think Hawkeye is an A tier Avengers?
No, fuck no. He's definitely. Well, he's not S tier for sure, obviously.
Yeah,
He is so inconsistently
B
powered.
plus tier.
He's so inconsistently powered that I'm like how is he such a strong villain in for the parts in the first Avengers, and then suddenly after that it's like we can maybe kill him off. We'll pretend like he might be getting killed off. We'll save him. It's like
He was not a main villain for like the main heroes. He was the villain
He
for
took down-
regular humans.
no, he
yeah,
took down
but-
the entire shield, bro.
Didn't take down the entire
The
shield.
entire
That's fucking
helicarrier.
bullshit. Yeah, obviously because if you have worked at a place, like especially in a spy kind of a thing, right?
he's Hawkeye also,
yeah,
right?
like
So-
you can like aim and shoot, right? Like that was a basic operation.
No, and-
like you can make a strategic
And then,
plan.
and then in like the Age of Ultron, they're kind of just like poking fun at it. It's like, I'm a guy with bow and arrows, and there's robots in a floating city. And then like he's talking to Wanda like like a regular person. And
none of
I'm
this
like,
makes any sense.
yeah, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Also, real talk, someone who's that good at understanding like aerodynamics and that part of physics, why was he so surprised when it came to the whole like wormhole, time travel, all that bullshit? Like, inconsistent knowledge. That's what I say.
I mean,
Should have been him.
yeah, okay, I agree, but
He agrees with you. That's the sad part.
yeah,
man.
it's okay. But I don't want to spend like so much time talking about just Jeremy Renner when we have this awesome pod planned.
Sure.
So let's
All
get
right.
started on. Okay, so we're gonna do awards, and the way we're gonna do awards is, I'm gonna give you guys a category. Some of the categories I told them from beforehand, and what we're gonna do is basically pick out our top one or top two. Like we could talk about it and why we think it is. It's definitely a personal thing, and then I'm going to compare it with what the rest of the world thought. because we are going to compare it with Google Trends. So
Ooh.
both of you guys need to
like that.
get off your
Well,
laptops.
I will not be Googling. I have mine typed up in the end.
Okay.
I just sent it to myself. That's
Yeah.
all.
So you cannot be searching this shit up, but we're basically going to be comparing that. So we're going to start off small, obviously, and we're going to talk about your favorite TV show of the year. Like, what do you think won this year?
Okay. So I picked.
Just a caveat before you start. Just because it's a TV show of the year, it necessarily doesn't need to be
Like
something
release.
that released this year. It has to be more of what you saw and what you loved.
Yeah.
And for you that was the year, right? So
Yeah. So I had a few. The whole problem was I had too many personal ones.
Okay.
So I picked the ones that I thought would win as like TV show of the year objectively, and I picked The Last of Us and then Attack on Titan season 4 part 3 or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Personally, it was a combination of Ted Lasso, Suits, and Friends. Those
Ted
are-
Lasso, Suits, and Friends.
those-
Okay,
those
that's
are all
so
shows I
all
saw
comedy.
for the first. Yeah, and all shows I saw for the first time this year and really loved them.
Okay, that's a pretty solid thing. What about you?
I have to go with him on Ted Lasso, man. Ted Lasso was really good. I can't.
Not enough content. I was literally being like, I was getting sad when I was getting close to the end.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew it was coming to an end. I wanted more. I respect that they stopped, but man, I want more.
Yeah.
I respect it, but I hate it.
Yeah,
How many,
yeah.
how many seasons did they get on that?
I think 3 or 4. Yeah, 3. I think
Three?
I think 3 total. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a solid list. What about anything else? Like any? Okay, so that's your S tiers.
I watched Attack on Titan, of course. Jujutsu Kaisen was really big for me.
I was, dude. If
I
you
know.
didn't mention that, I was also almost like, what the hell? What is this all about, dude?
Yeah.
know.
He
Even
was shitting on us so much about this.
my Twitter has been Jujutsu Kaisen for so long since this show came out, man. Demon Slayer came out this year too, right? Like,
Just a new season. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
like great season in my opinion. Not the best.
yeah. It was the ending.
That's why I didn't put. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
It was all about the ending.
It was
Yeah.
all about the ending. It was yeah.
I'm actually blanking on the shows I watched.
Oh, okay, so rank them though. Rank them.
Fair.
I'm trying to understand that. Like, we're talking about S tier. So you
Yeah.
said
So
your
I put
S
a
tiers.
lot. I threw a lot out there.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is like what I think is I'll just do the winners.
The S tier and A tier. That's all
Yeah.
we care about.
Well, I'll just say the winners, like
Yeah.
the S tiers only, right? So yeah, so if I had to pick an S tier, and I'm just gonna do personal and non-personal, right? So for personally, I would pick Friends as the winner because I went in guns blazing, shitting all over the show with my family, with some of my friends, etc., thinking like this. There's no way this show holds up to the test of
Decades
time.
later.
Yeah, it's decades later. Like, How I Met Your Mother clearly has to be a better show, more relevant, all that kind of stuff. I was on the fence on that anyways, like, because it's classic comparisons: Friends, How I Met Your Mother, and then I forget there's a third one. I just can't think of it right now. And Friends held up. I'm watching this show and I'm like, dude, all these other shows are taking pieces from this.
Yeah, Friends was like that base.
Yeah.
Just like Serenity, Serenity was the movie, but what was that other movie?
Firefly.
Firefly. I think people stole a lot from Firefly, and all the shows that kind of sci-fi shows came after kind of borrowed a shit ton
Yeah.
from it, and I totally respect that. But do I think they're the best?
Yeah.
They had the concepts. They had
Yeah.
they were yeah.
And so that's why and some of the stuff was like almost like to the T, like, oh, like we'll make a pact that if we're still single at 40, we'll get married or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, little things like that.
How Much Your Mother had that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so I'll say that's for like the personal winner. I think overall, The Last of Us, it was easy. It's like Emmy bait or whatever you want to call it, right? Like we're like winner bait right here for for the year. So I'll just pick that strictly for that reason.
Okay. What about you?
Okay,
I think
so
you mentioned a couple of shows.
I
so-
revised my list.
Oh,
So,
revised. Okay.
My list is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Ted Lasso, and one of them was actually a recommendation by you, The Night Manager.
Okay. Okay.
So for those who don't know, The Night Manager is actually like it was a short web series featuring the guy from The House and Tom Hiddleston.
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie and Tom Hiddleston, and they actually remade that into an Indian web series with Anil Kapoor and Aditya Roy Kapoor as well, correct?
Yeah.
And it became a big thing on Hulu, and that's when he recommended it to me, so I watched it. Thrilling ass web series.
It's, you know what's funny, and this is gonna maybe take it out of your web series or your list. The Night Manager is going to have a season 2, but it will not have Aditya Roy Kapoor as the lead. It will have Karthik Aryan.
Oh wait.
So-
I actually like Karthik Aryan.
I like Karthik Aryan, but
I don't.
it's like a discount version of Aditya Roy Kapoor
No,
because
it's terrible. I don't like it.
yeah.
You're gonna hate me, but I haven't watched the show. I only saw the first half of the first episode.
Yeah.
Very good,
Yeah.
very good. It just fell off, and I forgot about the show.
Yeah.
Is it just because like Aditya Roy Kapoor is like more jacked? Like feels like is that even
Yeah, so I
required for
wouldn't
this
put
role?
him as an S tier actor or A tier actor. I think he's definitely a B tier actor, but this is where he shined. I think this was one of his roles where I think I actually thought he was a proper actor. Like he has had a couple of movies before, like Ashiki and stuff like that, but they're good, they're decent. Like, but they're basically held up because of the songs of the movie instead of the acting or the performances. You know.
So he's a good. So he did a good job acting in the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he did a good job. The story was great. Everything just like felt very authentic.
So that's one of the reasons why I didn't want it to be another season, because it was done.
Neither did they. But
Like,
then
it
you
was
throw a lot of
done.
money at them.
And
and-
yeah,
Yeah.
you throw money at them and they want to
Who's
do
the
it.
studio?
This is Hotstar. So Hotstar,
Disney?
Disney, yeah. And they're actually they sold I think 51%. This might be just rumors, but they sold a 51% stake to Jio Cinema, which is like an Indian thing. But yeah, it's interesting how all those things are working out in that part of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's your S tier though? You mentioned like 10 place.
S tier.
Yeah.
Definitely Ted Lasso. Definitely Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then after that, I'm gonna have to say Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You listed 4 or 5 things.
Wait.
Okay.
4.
They're all S tier.
All S tier.
You gotta like. I mean, can you narrow it down to like one or two?
one.
Like your or one. Like your, like you know, the one that you
one.
couldn't have like liked your year if this was not part of it, kind of a thing. You know, like
Yeah.
almost.
Can I pick 2?
Sure, fine. You're gonna pick Jujutsu Kaisen and what next?
He has to pick Jujutsu
He has to pick
Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. There's no way.
I'm actually going to pick Ted Lasso and Attack on Titan.
Dang, I didn't
Damn.
remember him. I didn't hear him say Attack on Titan actually.
The whole thing was the wait. It was so much of a way where you want it to end. Like you want to know how things are going. I knew how it was gonna end, but like by the time I like got to this point, I forgot how it was gonna end, and I'm like, I want to see it.
Yeah, and they changed it up a little. They changed it up enough where you watch the show and you're like,
Still a good time.
Yeah,
Even though you
what-
know like what happened.
yeah. In the manga, it was a little grittier, I think. Right here, it was more, you know, straight up like. I mean, for lack of better words, more mainstream anime.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like, so.
So personally, for me, I think my all-time favorite will remain The Office. So I watched a lot of that this year. I watched a lot of. I watched Ted Lasso as well for the first time, which was amazing. I watched The Night Manager. I watched a bunch of like Selling Sunset, like you know all of these Netflix shows. Last of Us was amazing. I had a great time. Was House of Dragons this year? No, I think House of Dragons was last year. Yeah. House of Dragons was last year. They took a year-long break, and then I think they come back next year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, House of Dragons was
This year just flew by. Holy shit.
Wednesday was this year.
Wednesday was a good
Yeah.
show.
Wednesday was a great show, and so
Good,
was Ginny and Georgia.
Law for Papa.
I don't know if you get-
Ginny in Georgia this year.
The
Wow.
new season was.
Oh, okay,
in the
okay,
beginning,
okay.
and you had a new season too.
Yeah.
So, well, I think it was you season 3 or
I
season
felt like
4.
that Fox reporter for a second, and I'm like, what show about me?
No, so I don't know if you guys know about You, but it's basically this guy thinks that he's falling in love with them and he'll go to any length, and these girls are asking him to murder people, but they're not really, and there's like a lot of deeper like
No, they're pretty much in the first couple of seasons that I saw. They're pretty much like, yeah, this person bothers me, and he takes that as this man must die.
yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah,
else that she's
yeah.
saying.
So like I think season 1 was great. Season 2 was I think really good. Season 3 absolute shit in my opinion, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
But season 4, I think my interest is back. Like I am back into the show, and I think they're wrapping it up in season 5. I think they're wrapping the show up, but I'm really like hooked on that. So basically, I would say for my S tier, like if my number 1 for this year, if I had to pick one, it will have to be Ted Lasso, because I think Ted Lasso was absolutely amazing. My number 2 would probably be Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because I saw a lot of Nine-Nine this year. I've seen it before, but I just saw a lot more than usual. Yeah. So those would be my top 2.
Yeah.
So now let's see what the Google trend was of the year.
All right.
So 2023,
Scoreboard.
we'll start with number 5, Kaleidoscope.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope.
I thought you said clitoscope. I'm like, what the fuck kind of porn has everyone but me apparently been watching?
Yeah. Number 4
Yeah.
is One Piece.
Makes sense.
Wait, the Netflix one, live action.
The live action, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3, Ginny and Georgia. Makes sense. I think no one saw season 1. I mean, probably people saw in season 1. That's why they made season 2. But
Ginny and Georgia. That's the one like the mother-daughter show.
yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I love that show. It was such a cool concept.
I'm betting a big hand in that show's success is TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, no shit. Yeah.
I think a lot of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 2 is Wednesday,
Wednesday. Okay, that's solid.
because Wednesday Addams. Come on.
Yeah. I forgot
Jenna
that was this
Ortega, man,
A real
killing it.
fucking
Showed up.
baller, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, remember her in The Babysitter?
Oh yeah,
Whichever
I
one she was
love
in.
that movie.
Oh, the second babysitter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
Kill-
was the second
The
babysitter.
second one's called Killer Queen, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's in
yeah.
a couple of like amazing like small time horror movies. She does a great job. Also, respect to her for sticking to her own morals and like leaving the Scream franchise.
She did? I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, in support of one of the fellow actors, she just left because of her own beliefs. But yeah, like I respect
That's cool,
someone
yeah.
sticking to that.
And number 1, any guesses?
Friends.
It feels like they're all new shows. I mean, an obvious one that's missing is maybe The Last of Us, but I think Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Bing, 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 bing.
The Last
The
of Us.
Last of
Oh,
Us.
The Last of Us, nice. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So 2023, the most trending. These were the top 5 TV shows.
And you know what I really wanted? You know what would be really cool is if I could have watched that show, not having known everything from the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because like I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, they cut this out. I get it. You don't, because there's a lot of like grinding and stuff that you have to do in the game, and so you don't want to watch it, right? So
All right. So the award winners for us are one S tier. For me, it's Ted Lasso. For you, you said Friends.
Friends for sure.
And then what did you say? What was your one S tier?
For me, it was Ted Lasso and Attack on Titan. So I guess I'll go with Attack on Titan.
You'll go with Attack on Titan. All right. Mappa, if you want your award, DM
Right.
us.
It's proof that that One Piece has made itself properly into like I'll call it like the culture here.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan, not quite there yet. It feels like.
I think
Which
it
is
was
surprising.
It's because it was very confusing, right? You have to be at a certain
Yeah.
level of like.
I guess I don't know enough about One
like
Piece,
you should
yeah.
have a certain perspective and thought process in life
Yeah.
to like watch that. Like
Yeah.
you have to be a person who likes watching anime.
Well, an anime
Sure.
watching experience is completely different than watching like a regular show. So if you have like a mainstream audience, just go straight into Attack on Titan. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. I was like, I don't know enough about One Piece to know like how it was appealing, right? Because I mean, it broke this. I'm gonna use the word loosely here. Curse of converting animes to like live action and having it work, right? Dragon Ball didn't work. What's
It worked. Well, that was my whole childhood. What do you mean it didn't work?
No.
The
Live,
live
action.
Oh, the live action. Sorry, my
Dragon
bad.
Ball.
My bad. I did not hear that part.
Evolution. Dragon Ball Evolution.
We don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
about Dragon Ball like that. There was never a live action.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it never
what do you-
existed.
No, Evolution. We saw the other one.
No,
There was
We
no-
never saw anything, dude.
we
I don't know
never
what you're
saw
talking about.
a Single
You-
live action. That must be something else you dreamed
Must
of.
be something
Yeah,
else. Must be
'cause-
something else. Because what is it? Dragon Ball sucked. What is it? Death Note sucked. Obviously,
Dude, most
kinda
live actions suck. Yeah.
Very infamously, Avatar: The Last Airbender sucked. Right to the point where like it canceled. It ended up writing off a whole bunch of other movies that they had worked. Right. So
All right. So the next category is mostly for you guys because you guys are gamers. what would you say is the game of the year?
So personally is different, way different than what I think the winner is overall.
Oh, we don't care about the winner. That's that's not actually a winner. That's just what Google thinks the trends
funny.
were.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because you surprised me with this, but at the same time, I was like, this is probably something that we'd want to do. It'd be interesting to do.
Yeah.
So I picked a winner for myself and made a winner for the world.
Yeah.
So I think the overall winner this year was probably Hogwarts Legacy.
Is that for you or is that for like
No, just
for
overall.
Google Trends? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't played it. That's the problem, right? I will say the one for me, and this actually came in late in the year, was God of War. Right, God of
Okay.
War, and that's just because I was like, holy crap, like this is an incredible game. I knew going in that like it was gonna be good, but it still blew my expectation. It's what we call, like, me and my brother had an argument about this. We call it like it's like a not a hack and slash, like a classic hack and slash game, but it kind of is, kind of isn't. But it has just an incredible story.
So I'm not gonna be a part of this one because I don't game, and if I were to say something, it would be like the Wii Sports or Nintendo Switch Sports, whatever you want to call it. That's fun game. That's my game of the year. But so I'm not gonna be in this category.
No worries. One more thing I'll say. So the reason I picked Hogwarts Legacy is because it literally got all kinds of people involved that don't normally game. I went to a wedding and a couple of the people that I never would have thought knew what any of these consoles were talking about this game. My wife wants to get into it, and I have it. I told her, I was like, it's there.
Just use it. Yeah.
Just play.
Yeah.
Right. She has a hard time turning it on, figuring all that part out, but that's why I picked that one.
That's a good point. Yeah.
For me, personally, it's going to be God of War as well. I grew up playing those games, PS3, PS2. I played all those games. Even when I shouldn't have, those were pretty fucking violent.
Age yourself. Yeah.
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 And learned a lot of incorrect things about the Greek mythology, but that's fine. But then, as an adult, I finally got my own system this past month or so. And I just cranked
You're
out.
acting like you just turned an adult like last year or this
I
year.
know. I know, but my last system was a PS3 back in 2013, man. So it's been a minute. And I played the God of War games. Amazing story. Honestly, the evolution of the character and the acting, voice acting, I know why they got these awards. It was so good. Atreus is kind of a bitch. I'm on the second game right now, and Atreus is still kind of a bitch. And I hate that I have to play as Atreus. But if I have to pick popular game, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Or Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah. The reason I say that is there was a cultural shift during the time when this game came out. Everyone and their moms wanted it. Bundles sold out right away. Voice actors were great. Story was great. People were in touch with their inner child. People were lining outside of GameStop, which is a very 2000s thing to say.
Yeah.
To get this game in all Spider-Man costume.
that is very interesting.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Right.
dope. Yeah, that was mainstream back when I was originally gaming too, because you didn't have you didn't have digital versions.
Yeah, and it goes a long way to say no matter what age you are, Spider-Man does appeal to you. That's why Spider-Man is one of the most popular
Characters.
superheroes of all time.
Yeah.
100%. He's literally considered it's like Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man.
Very
There's-
relatable. That's the thing. Spider-Man's
Yeah.
the most relatable of the superheroes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the top 5 games this year based on Google Trends
And
is
I know I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna be like, shit, you're right. Shit, you're right.
number 5 is Starfield.
Okay, I actually don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
I think I do know what that is. I think it was one of the first very open world, vastly open world games that you could go into different galaxies and stuff. And
I
it's
think you're thinking of No Man's Sky,
maybe.
because that one they literally measured it. They're you can go. There are quadrillions of stars and stuff because they tried to map out. There's another game that did this where they try to be accurate
Oh,
to the
wow.
galaxy. And I mean, besides the fact that you can travel multiple light years a second, but that's the other part of it.
Go ahead. Continue.
Number 4. This one is very odd for me. It's Battlegrounds Mobile India. I don't know.
It's a very specific video
yeah.
game, but okay.
It's just because that one came out. Because Battlegrounds in general is a very big following, and it's a big game. It's a AAA game.
It's not based on the country. Like I don't think it's based on. I think it's just the name of
DLC.
the game.
It might be a DLC.
Could be, yeah.
Right.
But it's Battleground Mobile India. Now, number 3 is Connections.
Connections. What the
Never
hell?
heard of that shit.
You guys are just not in trend.
I'm like 0 for. I mean, that was number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
I'm 0 for 3, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of Battlegrounds in general, but
Yeah. Number 2, it is Last of Us. It's trending. The show came out.
Makes sense.
Makes total sense.
they did. Oh, you know what? They did a remaster this year. Did it say Last of Us Part 1?
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
It just says The Last of Us. And number 1, you guessed it, Hogwarts Legacy.
It has to be. I was
Really?
I was not surprised because
Spider-Man's not in the top 5.
Spider-Man is not.
not
in the
enough
top
time.
five.
Not enough time. I don't think.
Spider-Man is not in the top 10 either.
That's crazy.
Like that's why like even Travis Kelce, if you think of athlete of the year, right? I'm jumping ahead here, but like because like you have people that don't know anything about football, you have people that don't know anything about video games asking you about it or want to play it. It's become pop culture, So
Yeah. That, totally makes sense. So one of the topics that I didn't give you, I want to talk about that topic.
All right.
It's what about the sports team of the year?
Oh God, if it's the Chiefs for the wrong reasons, it's probably
Like your personal, like
personal. Man. So I'll start with the overall, and I think it's going to be Inter Miami, just because of Messi.
okay.
That's the only real reason. But if I had to pick, and this is just a personal thing, I'd pick, and I don't know which one to pick for this one either because he was on multiple teams, either Real Madrid or Manchester United, specifically because of David Beckham.
Okay.
I didn't know enough about him until then, and I would still say, whoever that England coach was, fuck him.
Fuck 'em.
Best team, you said?
Favorite team.
Favorite team of the year?
Yeah, sports team.
Man, you got me really into cricket this year. It was a great experience. And even though they lost, I have to say Indian cricket team.
Is that your personal favorite, or is that you think that is the number 1?
I'm going to say that's difficult. India does hold a significant population of the world.
I think it's 1.63 billion. So
Yeah, and not as many people are united as that. That's the whole thing, right? Like you go to any European countries, you're gonna find people that are like, nah, fuck whatever Manchester United, and like they're not.
Well, that's different than cheering for Team England, right?
Some people still don't fuck with them. You know how many brown people in England?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, for both. Fuck it, I'm gonna say for both.
all right.
Team India for cricket.
I'll obviously pick Team India because that's my home team.
Yeah,
This year has been one upset, big upset. Still breaks my heart every time I think about it. But the way they played, my God.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? 11 games in a row that they won?
No losses.
No
bro.
losses.
Wildness.
And
Wildness.
they not only did they just win, they dominated the other teams. It made all the other teams look like absolute garbage.
Shout out to Afghanistan though.
They stepped up a lot.
They
yeah.
stepped from I don't know much about cricket, but I know they were never really developed in the cricket arena.
So I'll go with the trends. Number 5 is Miami Heat.
Huh? Fuck they do.
I don't know.
Yeah. What?
Number 4 is Manchester City Football Club.
Because of Ted Lasso again. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think Ted Lasso was last year. Like the new season came out last year. We just saw it this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to screw up this name. It's a football club. Number 3 is Al Nasser. ALNASS.
Al Nassr?
Al Nassr. I'm sorry, I
Is that?
never heard of that team.
I don't know.
It's a football club, yeah.
Oh, that might be where. Wait, it's the Saudi team. That might be where
Yeah.
Ronaldo went.
Well, he was going to, but I don't think he went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, it's a Saudi team. Ronaldo is there as a forward.
What? I thought he declined that offer.
No, that was Messi.
Yeah.
Oh, Messi declined that.
Messi
Okay.
and Beckham, they declined.
Well, Beckham doesn't play, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
They still offered.
What?
The whole goal of it is to bring more people into the Middle East to kind of bring that travel back, just to because the Western world has labeled Middle Eastern countries as like a danger spot.
Conflict regions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year kind of unfortunately went the wrong way with that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point.
They're trying to make it the entertainment capital of the world. That's why, like, in
Okay.
some of their major cities, they're, loosening up on some of the rules that they've had just so more Western cultures can fit in better.
And Ted Lasso kind of highlighted that a little bit with that. Was it South African or one of the Africans?
The African teams that, yeah. Okay. Number 2 is Los Angeles Lakers. Weird, right?
I think Lakers are.
I always show up.
They always will. It's just such a like. They've made their way into fashion and pop culture, and with like Kobe's passing as well as like LeBron being there, I think that's gonna be a thing.
I'm trying to see if anyone joined the Lakers this year that was significant. That's why.
No, I think like Russell Westbrook,
I mean, that'd be pretty.
but nothing else.
And then number 1, what do you guys think? I mean, there was like, I think one of you said India and the other one said Inter Miami
To Miami or the freaking Red Bull team.
or the Red Bull team. It is Inter Miami. Yeah. So I do want to like basically break the fourth wall or whatever and talk to the viewers that, hey, if you're listening and if you represent any of these teams, or even any of the the game teams, please contact us. We'll ship out an award. Like we're definitely down to do that.
And at the very least, drop a comment.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you guys. Like, by the way,
Do you agree with our opinions? Do we suck at this? Let us know.
yeah. Going back to it, so Team India did make the list, but they're number 9.
That sucks.
I think the upset really like
That really, if they won,
Sad, but you're right. If they won,
Yeah.
they would have trended for a lot longer too.
yeah. So those were some of the categories.
Wait, Australia won it all, right?
Australia did win it all.
Where were they? Not in the top 10, right?
Nope.
fuck them.
Fuck them.
Thank you.
Fuck them. Nothing against Australian people, but it's just I really wanted India to win.
Agreed. I don't think you're gonna find any disagreements here.
Yeah. All right. So we did TV shows, we did games, we did sports teams. So let's do tech product of the year.
Okay.
What do you guys think was like your favorite product that came out this year, or at least something that you're using that is like your favorite dildo? Like what is it?
Outside of like the dildos and shit. I would say the tech product of the year for me, personal, was the Model Y I bought. Right.
All right.
And I mean, honestly, that
Weird flex, but okay.
that car is tech first in my mind. It drives me. It's like the iPhone, right? Back before then, it was a phone that could do stuff. Now it's like I have a whole bunch of I have a computer that can also make phone calls, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But if I think of overall generative AI, I think generative AI was the tech quote unquote
Product. Okay.
Like I said before, I don't really have much to contribute in tech. I'm not really an avid user. I bought myself a Pixel Watch.
You bought yourself a PS5.
Stopped using my Pixel Watch after a month. And like that
plot twist.
month I was like dedicated. I'm like, this is gonna be a part of my life now. And then it died one day, and I didn't have a charger, and then I never looked back.
It's still dead.
To charge, so same boat.
Yeah, and
And I literally was like, oh, I could figure this out. All you do is connect this thing, and it's magnetic.
It is magnetic.
It didn't do it.
PS5. I mean, yeah, it's great, but
That's your tech product of the year, though, right?
I guess that's my tech product of the year.
I don't have a Google Trends list to kind of back this up. So this one is just like us talking about like what,
Fair enough.
what we like.
Way too many things that are trending for.
Yeah. But I do think my favorite was probably ChatGPT / Bard doing the generative AI stuff as well. I think that was like a major shift, right? Like everyone and their mom knows ChatGPT. or knows about Bard, and they're like doing all these generative AI shit, like those fake images or like images out of just scratch, like create music out of scratch by just typing words, and it'll make a song for you. Like
I'll say this, right? Like for overall what I'm thinking here, right? I feel like I had no warning, and then suddenly overnight, AI was like basically here.
I mean, yeah, and think about it. If you really think about it, that was one of the major reasons behind the protest this year, right?
Yeah.
The writers' protest that we discussed, the actors' protest that we were discussing. All of these things were kind of happening because of AI. Like, it was a very topical thing.
Yeah, very front of mind for all the people protesting. They're like, hey, we need protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the segment we did on that. So yeah.
Check it out.
Okay, moving on. So this was a really quick one that I just wanted to quickly get it out. Athlete of the year. What do you guys think? Your favorite athlete of this year?
For me, this year, it's going to be David Beckham. He made a huge comeback.
Okay.
Like, reasserted his GOAT status, like, just through that documentary. And, like, I certainly, like, again, I was too young for, like, the rise of David Beckham. I look back at it, and, yeah, I think it's David Beckham, man.
Okay. Interesting.
It's actually funny. So, personally, also David Beckham, for the reason being, I knew he was good, right? And I think I talked about this in the episode where we covered the doc. But I didn't know that, like, he was this... Like, he moved the game so much forward that, like, I couldn't have appreciated this without watching the documentary. But who I think won the year, and I looked this up a little bit too because I knew that she had done something. I just couldn't quite put my finger on it. But Simone Biles.
She won a gold.
She won the gold, but here's the fucking craziest part of it. They named a move after her and called it the Biles 2. It means that there was another move that she had named after, and it's the most difficult move that you can score.
Damn.
That's, okay.
That's
so-
just wild.
And there's a lot of stuff going on right now with her and her husband.
She has a husband?
Yeah, so she's married to a football player. I think he's in the Ravens.
It's so funny. I don't know where he plays. Again, that's probably part of the reason why this is hilarious. Is that they've tried to launch another trend, like, and I'm gonna just generalize here. Please don't come at me, but where women are trying to do it to their husbands and be like, hey, do you know who Simone Biles is? Or did you know this person's dating Simone Biles? And it's like, who? It's like, and then it cuts there. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty funny on the other side, right? And so it's basically kind of getting back at us with the whole Travis Kelce thing.
Yeah. And I think there was a whole thing of it's like someone still introduced her as this dude's wife. And everyone's like, why the fuck? Like, it's some random, like, again, very accomplished man, plays in the NFL, but it's Simone fucking Biles, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's, no.
She's a goat in her
That's
field.
her-
Like, she is, yeah.
that's
She's
her
definitely a
husband.
goat. Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
like half
that's-
my age.
Like, that's her husband. She's earned that one. So I'm actually going to revise mine just to be a little faster. I'm going to say Lionel Messi.
Okay.
Sort of, like, he literally shut up all the haters, won the World Cup this year, and that's it. He's the best. Stats, player, everything. He has come out on top. And then he left after winning the World Cup, cashed in a big check with Inter Miami, and just does him. He's
That's,
done.
I mean, yeah.
This was his last World Cup. He came through. Boom.
Was that this year?
Yeah, he got the trophy in 2023.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, solid picks. Definitely agree. So mine personally, again, biased as hell because it's personal, right?
It's
So,
okay, going in, for this one, I knew what yours was going to be.
what do you think?
Beer Cola.
It has to be Brad. There is no there's no way.
I-
I would have picked anyone else on this planet. Like, yeah, Messi, solid respect, loved it. Also loved the Beckham documentary. Like, I binged the shit out of that. Absolutely loved it. I like wrote down notes for like when we were trying to do podcasts. Like, I was like writing down notes because I'm like, his life is so fascinating. I could like literally talk about it for hours and hours. so many like talented people. Travis Kelce, you guys didn't mention him at all. Player of the year,
He's
but
popular, but I don't think he's player of the year, man.
yeah,
Yeah, like
especially this year.
for football, there's one guy I'd put down, Puka Nakua. He's on the Rams, but one of the probably like had one of the best has one of the best showings for a rookie probably ever.
Yeah,
And so he's been good, but yeah, Kelsey unfortunately just not there.
and I mean, it's crazy.
I know for the MLB, I'm gonna butcher his name, but like Shohei
Ohtani.
Otani, yeah, biggest contract of the MLB, like $700 million.
Yeah, yeah,
And like that whole like I followed some of that and it was crazy. Like one of the team players of the Dodgers that was trying to get him here that actually shared their number was like, we'll switch out his contract. We'll name our baby after you. Just come over here. And she ran the entire campaign on TikTok just to get some awareness, to just get him to come to
Yeah.
the Dodgers and stuff. And she's like, look, I already made jerseys with your mom's name and like all of it. And
your dad, your
Yeah.
uncle, your fourth cousin.
and like he was a good enough sport that when he joined in, like he bought her, I think, a Porsche.
Damn.
But no, I think that one is also a good contender.
Okay. So here's my top five though. Not my top five, but Google Trends top five. This is gonna be a lot of huhs and a lot of what?
I'm ready. I knew it was just too many.
So number 5 is Harry Kane.
Are these so one thing I'll say my weak spot is anything hockey related, and I'm wondering if he's in hockey.
Harry Kane is a soccer player,
No, English soccer.
English soccer player. Number 4 is Ja Morant. J-A.
Ja
Jay
Morant.
or Ja Morant. Yeah, he's awesome.
Ew, how would you? Okay,
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant.
Fine.
That was the,
fine. I'm just suck at
wasn't it?
pronouncing.
Yeah, he's the one that got suspended for flashing his fucking gun
Gun on some like TikTok
on like
or
Instagram Live.
So it's J Morant.
Ja Morant.
Ja. I said Ja. You guys acted like I just pronounced it like completely.
You said like it was a French name, like Morant. Like it's
Oh,
Morant.
yeah, and then
I thought T was silent. I honestly thought T was silent. I'm not joking.
Now when it comes to him, the T is loud.
loud as
All right. Okay. Obviously, number 3 is Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I know.
He's got to be in the top 5. You know.
For trending, you gotta put him on.
Number 2 is Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Mbappe.
World Cup had to be the same.
Yeah. Damar Hamlin is number 1.
Hamlin? Oh, interesting. That was oh my god, that was wait, was that this year? The Bills player?
Yeah, he's in football. Yeah.
So he had oh my god, so
He is a Bills player. Yes.
yeah, he almost died on the football field last season. Or
Damn.
was it this season? I forget. And like to the point where it was a terrible injury to the point where they had to delay the game.
Oh wow.
And, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened as a result. People like united around him, that kind of stuff. So he overnight, just from this injury, somehow changed the shape of the sport.
That's crazy. I mean, that's not the right reason why you want to be the
Yeah.
change of the sport. But I mean, it's not like he like inflicted the injury, right? Like he was the one who did get injured. So yeah, no harm, no foul. But yeah. All right. Okay. So now let's get into some really deep thinking categories, right?
Sex toy of the year.
Yes, favorite sex toy reviews, guys.
PX9 9000, baby.
That sounds like one of those pull up doing things from
Yeah,
QVC. Yeah, QVC is about to sell you that
You don't know.
late night. All right, so we have 3 categories left. 4 categories left. Streaming platform of the year. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you had sent us this one. I couldn't think of one, man. Or like, I mean, I'm sorry. I could think of a lot of them. I couldn't think of a winner, but if I had to pick one, I would just pick Apple TV Plus, only because I would always get the free subscriptions every year for it, enroll in it just to like run out the clock. Never used it. Never opened it. I plugged in Showtime into my Apple TV Plus. I plugged into some other stuff. I watched Ted Lasso through it. I reviewed some of the other content. The Tetris movie was on there. There's a lot of stuff.
The morning show this year was also really
Morning
good.
show,
I used
I
your
watch it.
Apple TV to watch it. Yeah.
And I was like, there's some good shit out there.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
put that out there. But if I had to think of a winner, back to that one. Come back to that one.
Okay.
I think for me, it's a clear, concise answer. Peacock.
I have a joke for Peacock that you told me before. It's like HBO had HBO. What was it?
HBO Max.
HBO Max, and then they dropped HBO, so it became now it's Max. It's time for you, Peacock. Your move, Peacock.
No, they just have all of the shows that I would like, just like it'll loop. Like they have The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family. So I'm consistently watching Peacock. Like I don't look at Netflix anymore as much because like their content doesn't really just like yeah, they come up with shows once in a while. Then I'm like, oh cool, let me watch Wednesday, and I'm not rewatching Wednesday.
Why not? People, it was like a huge thing. People rewatch the shit out of Wednesday. Yeah.
But like I personally, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put on some Office.
Okay. You're more of a sitcom guy.
Yeah.
Like just like a funny sitcom that just keeps running in the background while you can just be scrolling through TikTok or.
I pick Max only because
Okay.
there's a lot more stuff on there than I thought. But I didn't think about that HBO also owns Cinemax, and so they combined the two.
Yeah. My top contenders, obviously Netflix is one part of it, but it's gonna be YouTube.
I fucking knew it. This man will not shut the fuck up about YouTube. We get it, dude.
Dude, I'm on YouTube about probably like 6 to 7 hours daily. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
I do fall asleep like with like YouTube stuff on there because it's like 50 amazing facts, like or whatever.
Even if like
Andrew Santoro.
5 things.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I couldn't think of his name.
Matthew Santoro.
Yeah.
Dude, I love
He's
that
gonna come
dude.
back this year.
Yeah.
Like so, if you listen in, we'd love to have you on the show for sure.
There was also these 2 guys. I forgot their names. Man, I watched so much of their YouTube, but I just don't remember their name.
Good Mythical Morning.
No. It's I don't think you guys have ever seen them. Basically, they talk with other YouTubers and talk about like how their business is and how they enterprise and how they're growing. And all of these people are like all these YouTubers, surprisingly very open about numbers and things. And at least some of them are. Some of them will like try to like say that hey, I don't want to mention this, but they want to know exactly how much revenue you're making. So I think a bunch of people. I think one of my favorite one was this doctor guy. I don't remember his like kind of gives you like study techniques and how in the beginning days of his career, and then now he's just like writes guides and instructions. So he was on that show and he was talking about like how much money he makes from creating courses of how to be successful.
I think you showed me this video.
Yeah. I think I sent it, but.
It just made me mad,
They just break down everything and understand like how the business works, how YouTube works. And at one point they had the CEO of YouTube, the new CEO that they announced this year, come on the show as well and talk about like how they do like, prioritization of the algorithm, just how to crack the algorithm versus, like all of this stuff. Very like interesting to me.
And it's actually funny. Like the biggest thing I learned from all the watching that video and some of the other stuff is like I have to give a lot of respect to the people who are like actually avid YouTubers.
Yeah.
Because you have to know all this stuff, right? Mr. Beast showed up on a couple pods this year or in prior years and talked about what he does and what he thinks of this, right? And there's just a lot to keep track of.
And the thing is, people think that, oh yeah, Mr. Beast has money, so he can just go ahead and donate all this money. And it's not how it works. He doesn't make his money from just like, just by giving other people money. It's because the content, like you want to watch him give people money. The funny shit they do in the background, all of these things, like them being entertaining is the reason why I like watching someone give someone money, because anyone can be a knockoff and give people money.
No, it's genuinely like with Mr.
Not anyone.
Beast.
I don't have that kind of money to just.
I don't know why to give up like more than like two figures.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, like with Mr. Beast, like I watched those videos when he's like, because he studied the game. It's what I'm gonna say so much that he's pretty much like, I could make a YouTube channel without my face, without using the Mr. Beast brand or anything, and I'll still be able to make money and grow this business because I've studied it so much.
He knows the analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, top 3, right? Favorite actor of the year. Actor, actress doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Just favorite.
So I'm just gonna pick. I'm just gonna pick my top ones, right? So I picked actress Margot Robbie. For Barbie, absolutely.
Okay. For like, do you mean like is your pick or your favorite or both? Okay. Okay.
Like I really enjoyed that movie. I know the cultural impact that movie's gonna have and has, and like I mean honestly, from the other side of it too, the backlash.
Yeah.
That anything you slap Barbie's name on, right? Great. And they addressed that in the movie too, right? Like,
Yeah.
So, and I would say for actors, now this is one.
Well, it's got to be one. Like
Huh?
there's no actresses separate and actors separate.
I mean,
it's just one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but so if I still pick Margot Robbie overall.
Mm-hmm.
For actors, for me, one's gonna be obvious probably, and one's not. Shah Rukh Khan
Okay.
and Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Chris
Interesting
Pratt
take.
Played both Mario and had a Guardians of the Galaxy movie come out this year, which was okay. I actually thought it was a pretty decent one.
Okay.
Not the best Guardians movie.
I think the first one was still the
Yeah,
best.
It's hard to hold the torch to that.
I would say 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And I mean, he played Mario.
Yeah.
So, or voiced Mario, right? So, Chris Pratt and Shah Rukh.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go. This is terrible.
Terrible. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to pick, man.
Adam Bomb.
Like Gillian Murphy was good. I want to pick him, but I don't know if he like one of the best movies of all time, like of this year, definitely. But I don't think I wanted more, like out of other like works that he's done for this year. For me, it's going to be a lot of. It's gonna be Shah Rukh Khan. It's gonna be Alia Bhatt. If you guys have seen some of her work this year,
This year? What did she do?
Rocky Irani.
Yeah, but that was like, was that your?
It was a great movie.
Yeah, but I don't think her act. I think Ranveer Singh did great, but I don't know if she did
They
great.
put Ali as and I would say a very modern, but still plot device.
Also, huge fan of Alia, but I will still say like I wouldn't put her in the top personally. But I mean, it's your opinion, so I'm not gonna like discount that.
Well, not shit on you for that, yeah.
Well, but I'm shitting on you in my mind
And
constantly.
then I think the last one has to be also Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Like the other contenders for me were either Keanu Reeves or Michael B. Jordan, but that was a personal thing.
Keanu, what did you do this year?
John Wick 4.
That was this year.
That was this
That
year.
was this year. That was this year.
And that movie is so exhausting.
To watch.
He had to
my
act in it.
God.
Jesus Christ! Like, and it's not exhausting in a negative way. It is a great movie, but it's
I
just
was
the
hurt
way,
for him.
dude. He fell down the stairs of Sacré-Cœur like 80 million. Oh my God! It was just painful to watch. I can't even watch it in a GIF format. Like, he just.
Dude, you feel so bad. Like, he fell twice. The amount of cars that hit this. Oh, God.
Yeah, like it just like, dude, like I would have given up.
I
Like
would-
I
I'm
would have given
just
up
tired.
It's like, dude, I'm tired. Just take me to my wife at this
I
point.
know, I know that he wasn't in any like super real danger, but it still had to hurt getting hit.
Yeah.
And whether if it's a stunt double or not, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, good call out, Keanu.
Okay. Obviously, you guys know which one I'm picking as my actor.
Oh yeah, but didn't we all pick him?
Yeah. So I have two, and this is I was a Mission Impossible virgin this year, and I lost my virginity with Mission Impossible. So I saw all the Mission Impossible movies, and Tom Cruise, man,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I've seen his other work, but Mission Impossible Tom Cruise hits different. Like, can you imagine in a year like 2023, we're picking I'm picking two 50-year-olds, Shah Rukh Khan and and I mean Tom Cruise as my two favorite actors of the fucking year. Like, that's insane that like their charisma is just next level.
Ageless. Right?
Ageless, yeah.
Actors. I'm with you. I did a rewatch too. I have not seen Dead Reckoning Part 1 yet.
Oh, it's so good.
But my God, Fallout.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. No, Dead Reckoning Part 1, absolutely amazing as well. Gut-wrenching. Can't wait for Part 2. In 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, it's long. Like, it's okay. I'm going to do a rewatch next year as well to get ready for 2025. But, okay. So, those were our picks. Google decided or at least the rest of the world decided
It shows violence.
they have different picks.
It's gonna be like some voice actors and some shit. Because we didn't do any coverage of Across the Spider-Verse, and that was dope.
That was such a dope movie.
So,
Again, another thing that pisses me off, but okay, yeah.
yeah.
Number 5 is Pedro Pascal,
Okay, yeah.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of things actually.
Yeah, the new Mando season, right?
Yeah, the new Mandos. He's also going to be Mr. Fantastic
Really?
for Fantastic Four.
Really?
Yeah,
So they're gonna age the character up.
they're probably gonna age him down. I don't know.
Oh,
It's Marvel.
So age. Okay, Pedro down. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Number 4 is Danny Masterson.
The name sounds familiar. I can't think.
Is that the guy from the 70s shows that got convicted of sexual assault? Or
I don't know. Name sounds
Yes, that is correct.
familiar. Yeah.
oh my god, why?
I mean, I don't think it's best actors. I think it's just
Oh.
top actors. I
Oh,
think it's Google
trending.
Trends. It's trending, right? Like
Yeah.
we're not Google didn't pick these actors or actresses or any of these categories. It's just what's trending. Like which actor was trending this year.
We could talk about this for lengths later, but man, I lost a little bit of respect for Mia Kunis and Ashton Kutcher after that one.
Oh, 'cause sided with him.
They wrote letters to the court and like a video to like lower his sentence or understand, and that sucks so much because like Ashton Kutcher was such a big contributor to like he had a charitable thing where he helped children that are being sex trafficked. So he had to step down as CEO of that because of like the backlash of this, and I'm like, dude, like this is someone that actually has done what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
It's not. All right, number 3. Ichikawa Inosuke the Fourth.
Who is
Wait. Oh my god, that sounds familiar. I don't know why. Because
He's a Japanese actor and a stage director, and it was a Japanese movie that came out this year.
I've seen this movie because I know who this guy is. I must have seen it. I think he recently passed away. No.
I don't see anything from 2023. I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't know why he's trending, but yeah. Number 2 is Jenna Ortega. Come on, Wednesday makes sense. And number 1 is Jeremy Renner. We talked
What the fuck?
We talked about it. He got into a ginormous accident. People thought he was about to die. Like,
Trending again. You're right.
yeah. It's trending. It's trending. Not the best actor of the year.
I was legit thinking I'm like, what did he start? What did he? Yeah.
Okay. All love to Jeremy Renner, thoughts and prayers for his family. I really hope for the great recovery. But like, the most trending, are we kidding? Like in the world, like Google, love the dude again, but like, really?
You know what's funny? You know who made the list? But Shah Rukh didn't make the list, the top 10. Neither did Tom Cruise. But neither did Margot Robbie. But you know who did?
Lizzo.
Matt Rife as number 10. The comedian, Matt Rife.
Oh my fucking lord, dude!
The
Jesus,
moms, the
yeah.
moms.
Yeah.
Oh my
Moms
god.
United.
See, this is why I don't like
The trends.
Google Trends, man.
It's one measure. It's our measure, right? So
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to find a list.
Yeah.
It's funny because so just a tidbit. I was looking at like a bunch of other lists, and Google has this feature where you can hum to search. So you're humming, and it will detect what song it is. So the top songs for that had, out of the top 5, it was "Believer" was number 5 by Imagine Dragons.
Oh yeah. Okay.
An Indian song called "Man Meri Jaan" from
Nice.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas. Yeah. Yosabi is like I think is a.
Sounds
I've heard of
It's yeah. And then Kesaria by Arijit Singh obviously made it to number
Did Bro
2.
Monster come out this year?
No, last year. And Bones by Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons twice
Top 5 list.
for a hum to search.
You know,
Bones. I don't think I've heard.
it's a good song. I've heard of it. Like, okay, I know most of this top 5. I just think here's my opinion on Imagine Dragons. Everyone shits on it. Everyone that listens to rock is like, fuck Imagine Dragons. But they're the most
consistent.
successful rock group because they're mainstream, everyone can relate to it because it's like all like positive message about like finding yourself, believing in yourself, determined, like and you could play it on the radios. Little high school kids could relate to it while they cry about their 8th grade love or whatever bullshit they got going
Yeah.
on, and so can adults because that are driving to work.
No, I think they're consistent. I agree
think,
with
yeah,
you.
bangers,
100%
man.
consistent.
Bangers.
Yeah, yeah. All right. 2 categories left, and then we can move on to our next segment.
One thing, the Inosuke person, Ichikawa Inosuke, it seems like he was arrested, but this is very not safe for, well, whatever. I'll go with it. But basically, there was an assisted suicide. So it looks like he and his parents were found to overdose on sleeping pills.
Oh wow! Oh
Rushed to the
wow!
hospital. Both his mom and his dad passed away.
Ah.
Looks like was dead on site, and then the dad passed away either on route or on arrival at the hospital. And he
Rest in
survived.
peace.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Definitely.
So he got charged with assisted suicide.
Wow, that really bummed me out.
Guys, I just wanted to close the loop.
No, like speaking of death, the father in the Parasite movie actually killed himself.
Oh yeah, that was just like recent.
That's
Yeah.
who Inosuke was.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
It was something to do with like a drug investigation, and he felt that like the investigation wasn't being handled professionally. So like like he just in sadness and of that he killed himself. So that's who I thought it was as well.
I mean, if we're talking about passings, there are like 5 passings that are like,
get all the bumming
let's get
out.
all the bumming out. All right. Number 5, Jerry Springer.
Really?
Jerry. Yeah, that was this year. That's sad.
That guy is like who you stay home to watch from
He's
school.
He's always on. It was at 11 or 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, Ken Block. Number 3, Sean O'Connor.
I don't know.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Number 2, Tina Turner.
Yeah.
And number 1, Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
I would say it can't be anybody else.
Yep.
What's I guess it was just not long enough, right? Because what's the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Andre something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been long enough. Holt. Yeah, Captain Holt.
Captain Holt.
Okay. Enough bumming out. Now, 2 favorite categories, right?
Let's do it. The big ones.
The big ones. We're gonna do the movie of the year. What do you think is... What? Why'd you sigh like that?
No, I just don't know how to pick, man. I hate categories. I don't like to pick one. There's so many good movies. There's so many good songs, athletes. I can't pick one.
You
That's
gotta
my
pick
problem.
a good one because people are gonna be listening and they want their awards, man.
Fair enough. I have a good idea for what I think will win overall.
Okay. Which one is that?
Personal is gonna be a little different. Personal, I don't know if I want to even put it on it yet. But I would say overall, it's either Barbie or Oppenheimer, right? Like I liked Oppenheimer a lot and Barbie a lot. I have not done a rewatch of Oppenheimer. I'm 75% done with the Barbie rewatch. It's on HBO Max, and love it. I actually liked it the second time a lot, probably more. Just because I knew how it was ending, right? Like I find a lot of times rewatches work better for me because I know how it ends, so I don't have to pay attention to the overall plot. I can look at and listen to the details. Right?
Okay. Well, what about your favorite?
So that's what I'm saying. So Oppenheimer will probably be my favorite on second watch because the first time I was just watching through it, just waiting to have my mind blown. I know when the atom bomb goes off. I know all the other plot points. I know all this stuff. So I'm listening. I'm just gonna watch it for the details. I'd pick Oppenheimer personally, but Barbie's gonna have to take it.
Okay. Interesting take. What about you?
No one's gonna like my personal pick. No one's gonna understand my personal pick. No one's probably watched my personal pick. But my personal pick, movie that surprised me the most, the movie where I'm like, fuck, this was a good time. Creed 3.
You talk about it a lot. I agree with you.
It's a good movie. It's not my personal favorite, but it was Creed.
So
yeah.
I would rewatch all of the Creed movies. I went to the theater to watch Creed 3. Like, I was just alone watching the movie because I wanted to watch the movie. And I've watched so many interviews about Michael B. Jordan, his like first time directing, his influences from anime and influences from like other like films, the way he did some shots, why he did it, like the main it was a generic story of like old like friend that's an enemy, type BS, but he did it in a more understanding way where he humanized these characters, because one of them was incarcerated, and just like his physique, the boxing styles, and all of it sold that movie. And like the album was great too. So for me, it's Creed 3. And then again, I think overall, I'm gonna guess Barbie. I think Barbie was a good movie.
Okay.
Oppenheimer was great, but I don't know. I don't think that's a movie people are gonna watch consistently.
It's trending, right? Can I revise mine?
Sure.
One thing I forgot that was this year, and I think I may have mentioned already. Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
That's my personal one. Like
That's your personal one. Okay.
personal one. I saw
Okay.
Barbie overall, just because like it was so out there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. So my personal one is Jawan. We talked about it on this show, and absolutely, like, it is not like a great movie. It's not like an Oppenheimer where things are like so meticulous, like the way directing is done. It's not crazy directing, but it's such a feel good movie, right? Like, you feel for the characters, you feel bad for them, you want things to characters to succeed in this plot, and overall have a good resolution out of it too.
yeah, and you build a good, immediately a good relationship with the character, and you connect with them. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing to do.
There's some intrigue, there's some mystery around like what's going on, how is this? It's like a thrill chase kind of a thing, right? Like, so for me, that was a good personal favorite. I could rewatch it. I've already rewatched it like 3 times. And
You rewatch the extra 5 minutes on Netflix.
yeah, so it's on Netflix.
I ended up falling asleep, so I don't know what the extra few minutes were.
It's not as substantial, but it does like close out some plot holes.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, it's.
Tell me after we're done.
But yeah, basically, I would say my personal favorite is Jawan, and then my second favorite, I think my pick overall would be Barbie.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it could be other than
Yeah.
Barbie, right? Maybe the Mario movie, but that's like how much of an impact do kids have on this? I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so here's the top 5 trend-based
John Wick also is still for
from
John
Google.
Wick was so good.
At number 5, okay, by the way, 4 out of the 5 movies, we have seen them.
I
And
bet
we know
What
about
it's
them.
like.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate
At
it
least
so
I have seen them, yeah.
Oh, fair. I get so depressed when I watch the Oscars. I'm like, I don't know any of these movies.
And then you watch it, yeah.
But then you find the one, and you're like, let's go, and it's never gonna win.
Yeah. All right, so number 5 is John Wick Chapter 4.
Fuck yeah, baby!
Let's go.
Let's go, Keanu.
You guys,
Those are like
are you guys sharing the same brain cell?
Yeah, it was like mind melting there.
Yeah. Number 4, Sound of Freedom.
Okay, that.
That's my
That's-
one.
that's the one.
That's the one.
I've heard of it. If that helps.
Number 3, Jawan.
Wow.
It made the list.
Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. People need to watch it. Listeners, please go watch it on Netflix. Number 2, Oppenheimer.
Oh shit. All right.
And obviously, number 1 is Barbie, like we all
Barbie.
predicted.
Barbie.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the list. And last category, okay? You know, it's been taking a long time, but final category, who do we think is our person of the year?
Oh, I already have 2. Off the bat, I know who's winning this.
Right.
No debate, nothing.
Okay.
I want to
alright.
hear your guys' first, so I can tell you.
No,
how
no,
wrong
no,
you
I
are.
wanna know yours.
No, I want to tell you. I want to hear yours, so I can tell you how wrong you fucking are.
Okay.
There are 2 that are undoubtedly. I have a man and a woman. Undoubtedly, people of the year. Catch me.
Okay.
Yours trending.
I don't care trending.
So my top person of the year, like from like I think an overall trending guess would be Taylor Swift, because come on, Taylor had a
Wrong.
huge impact this year.
Wrong. Not as much as this person.
All right. Now.
All right.
I would say I think number 1 for me. That's what. Or, sorry, like who I think. God, this is where it gets tough, right? So for person overall, I think I'll put Sam Altman up there.
Oh yeah, Sam. See, that is a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick for sure. I would pick him.
And Sam Altman's good. And oh my god, I had a second one. I just couldn't think of who it was right now. I lost it. Either like Queen Elizabeth or William or Prince Harry, right? One of those, because maybe even like King Charles, right? Just because like your last coronation was 70 years ago, and I think that's got to be one of the longest gaps between coronations. Queen Elizabeth lived a very long and full life, but I think personally, what I think should be recognized here, literally anybody, and this is a little more politically charged here, but anybody and everybody who has helped actively or passively to try to restore peace in the Middle East, right? I think it's got to be that.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to get the sympathy vote. Okay, I get it.
No.
Yeah. No. You know what? Wrong. Not as much. They have not even the slightest influence.
Mr.
As the
Cocky
people
over
I
there.
have.
Give us your list.
Okay. 1 second.
No, I mean he had it ready to go, man. What the fuck?
No. I have the people. I just wanted to get some facts in.
Oh, facts in. Okay.
Cool. You want the guy first or girl first?
You pick, man.
All right, guy.
Rachel.
Guy.
He's about to say Andrew Tate.
No. Stockton Rush.
Who's that?
Ocean Gate CEO that died in a submarine with those people. Most influential man of 2023.
Was it this year? I thought it was last year.
This year.
Could be very trending. I thought of
Well,
it
are you thinking about
before.
trending people or your favorite?
I'm saying my favorite.
He's your favorite? This guy was your favorite?
He is, dude. Imagine being a billionaire, then somehow convincing these people that, hey, come in this Logitech controlled fucking submarine with me and pay me $250,000. That's the guy right there, and he did it.
I guess.
Yeah. And then okay, you know what? I didn't consider that, but you're right. Influential, definitely trending.
Okay.
Fucking caused so many, dude.
I don't think he can come and grab his award though.
He can, and he doesn't even need $1 million. He finessed 5 people. That's what I was googling. 5 people out of $250,000 anyway.
But he offed himself too in this process, so he can't
Great.
get the award.
Great.
It was the world's worst and best script.
All right, okay. What's the
He
girl
was for the
version?
people too.
What's the girl version?
Hands down, toxic queen of the year, of the decade, Jada Pinkett Smith. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Dude, she went on a tour in disguise of a book tour. She went on a tour just dragging this man across the country.
Oh man,
Tell me I'm wrong. This woman, like, dude, Will Smith.
so
one of
these
the
are your
gre-
favorites, okay?
Yeah, one of the greatest entertainers of all time is Will Smith. Everyone knows him.
Not wrong. This is on brand for you so much that like I had written this off.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay, I'll respect this.
Like
Okay.
you could tell me like, oh, this person has helped the advancement of society and humanity and all these things. That's great, cool. Who dragged us down? That's what I want to know. Who got me hooked?
So you're not looking at the top person of
I
the year.
am.
You're
I
looking
am.
at the bottom. Like,
I'm looking
where?
at the
How low can we
They're
fucking
the
go?
reasons- Right, so 2023. They're the reasons that like when you go back and like watch some movies from the 1960s talking about 2020, they're like, where are the flying cars, man?
They're the reason.
They're pulling us down.
The best of the worst.
No. Okay, here's the thing.
The worst of the best. You
The-
know, but listen.
Yeah.
Say what you want about calling them the bottom and stuff, but I think even Hitler was person of the year at one point.
Yeah, no, he was.
You know what Jada Pinkett Smith did?
United us against her.
United everyone against her. Everyone's like, yo, release this man. People were talking like he was in jail. People were like, please let him go.
Man.
All right, so this is
Toxic as fuck.
so I like your list, but here's the Google's version of it.
It's wrong.
Number 5, Travis Kelce.
I mean, I noticed that none of us says Taylor Swift, but
I did.
oh, you
That
did?
was me.
Never mind, sorry.
That was me.
Okay, so you're
Okay,
right,
so
right.
notice that no one important. Taylor Swift.
But funny thing is, Taylor Swift is not in the top 10.
Yeah, thank you. Well, no, actually, you know what? No, reverse that. I'm surprised. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
I just like fuck my own
Number 4, Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe.
Mbappe. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's his first name?
Kylian.
That's his. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Number 3 is Andrew Tate.
Yeah. I forgot that did he go to jail this year?
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah. Who cares?
So, like, that's when all this shit like
Yeah.
blew up on TikTok, whatever. Right?
Number 2, Jeremy Renner.
Yo, what the fuck is going on with Jeremy Renner? Like, I love the dude again, but like, do I got like fuck it? I'll take a dive for the podcast and get underneath the snowmobile.
Damar Hamlin is number 1.
Once you throw Renner out there for that, then I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah. Number 6 is Jenna Ortega. Number 7 is Lil Tay. Number 8 is Danny Masterson. Number 9, David Beckham. And number 10, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro. Right.
That's, you know what? Fuck Google for that. Honestly, like you let the child predators win.
What the fuck?
I will say, Google is just a
search engine?
Just like the news report. They're just the news.
Who was below? Who was below the kid toucher?
David Beckham.
Really? Really?
And Pedro Pascal.
Multi-millionaire. Okay, so you got fucking the Mando underneath the child toucher just because he was on a sitcom?
I will say he's probably on the list because he protected the other child. So, you know.
Who?
Pedro Pascal.
He protected the child.
I thought you were talking about him. Like, I thought you had like a weird like sense of like fucked up sense of humor where it's like, well, he touched them, so no one can touch him again.
What the fuck?
My bad. All
right,
no, that's
so-
wild, dude.
Those were the awards. Anyone who wants to collect their awards, please reach out to us. Feel free. We're good to go. We're good to go. Good to mail. Good to mail. Like, it's all packed up.
We have $1 million checks for all of them. They
I-
will bounce. But
I
they're
will-
here.
You know what? I am not going to agree with that $1 million, but you can pay them out of your pocket 100%. And you can, you know what? I'm also going to allow you to have an incognito banter, but the fake one as your new podcast if you want to, start that shit. Okay. So next segment I think we have is our personal achievements this year. And instead of getting into our individual achievements, I think I want to talk about just our one major one, which is this podcast. We have made about 13 episodes until this point, and we started late.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought 13
Not me.
episodes? Yeah, and there's so many cool things that we're planning to do in the upcoming year. We have our lead designer in the studio with us,
Yeah.
who's going to be creating a lot of artwork for us. We have
Lots of family
Lots
and
of new
friends that
family
like,
and friends.
helped out, like
Yeah.
just listening, giving us feedback, and like promoting a little bit. They haven't done a great job because we have 3 listeners, but it's great.
They're listening, I guess, but not subscribing.
Yeah. We have a lot more than 3 listeners, by the way, but we
He's
just
like,
don't
we
have.
4.
It's just not a substantial amount. We need to promote ourselves a lot better, and obviously, word of mouth will help a lot. So if any of you 4 listeners or 3 listeners want to promote us, we'll definitely appreciate that. But
If you like what you're hearing, tell others.
yeah,
Tell people. And
If you don't, tell us.
tell us. Yeah, I
tell
mean,
us why.
just
Why not?
just communicate. It's a relationship.
That's a weird way to phrase it.
Oh, but it is though. It is. It is a weird relationship, but it is a relationship. It's
Good. I'm gonna tell my family I'm in a relationship with 4 people.
All right. What about let's do a quick dive into our predictions for 2024, like outside of this podcast, because we don't want to spoil it for our listeners.
Yeah. I think I have a few, but like the big one I want to mention is, and I don't know if this is. I think Donald Trump will be the Republican presidential candidate.
No, he can. He just literally can because he was. I think didn't they just rule that out?
I think one of the states already did that, but I think.
Lots of the states do.
Well, I still think he's gonna figure it out. I don't like it, but
Interesting take. Okay. Okay. What about you?
that's like more of like a
Hot take. Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I think in that field, I think he's going to be an independent runner.
I think that
And
could
for the
happen.
first time, an independent runner is going to have an actual shot. I think that from the Republican Party, even though I hate this so much,
It's gonna be Vivek.
it's going to be Vivek Ramaswamy.
He's a good vice president, man. I don't think he's got it to be number 1.
I think I'm a very grim person, but I think things are going to be as normal as they have been, where war is going to continue, some sort of conflict, some sort of people are going to be oppressed, because that's just how things are, in just how this world works. That's how it's rigged against them. Again, thoughts and prayers to everyone affected. Um, and then people are just going to like we did with the, like we as a community did with the Russian Ukraine conflict. We're gonna move past it.
I will add one thing, not to discount any of the stuff happening in the Ukraine, in the Middle East, none of that stuff. We're still experiencing one of the most peaceful times in history, like in history, right? And part of the reason is because local news becomes national news, becomes global news, and information spreads so quickly. And that's actually like one of the biggest strengths we have right now. And so that's why like having this awareness. I mean, if you think about it, 100 years ago, unless it was like global news, we wouldn't have known about it.
Wow. I mean, you guys have some really deep and thoughtful insights about your predictions for 2020.
But I do think that there is going to be, again, lots of wonderful people that step up to take charge. That are going to help a lot. There's going to be more memes. There's going to be more great works of art. There's going to be, I know for a fact, we're going to have a lot more worker equality that's going to come out of everything that's happened in the past year. And yeah, I think people have been doing a great job banding together for the right causes, and I think that's going to continue to happen. And that's one thing I'm actually very optimistic about, and that's out of character for me. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Here's to hoping meme culture continues.
Yeah.
I love how, like I was saying, you guys are very optimistic and insightful into our future, at least 2024. My personal take is it's going to be the most boring motherfucking year of the planet.
Boring is good, though.
Boring is good. Boring is good for the world. Boring is not, like, bad, right? Like, that's always good. But,
Like my wife's doctor said during her pregnancy, boring pregnancy is a good pregnancy.
yeah. But I think this is the 1 year so far. I'm not like I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not excited for 2024. I feel like if you look at it from entertainment side, because of the actor strike and the writer strikes, no good content is coming out. Like there are like 3 or 4 movies coming out,
It's
more
their
TV.
gap year.
Is there a gap year? Yeah, it's literally, they took a gap year. There's not going to be, worldly conflicts. I think there's like, that's always going to exist, like any part of the world. But like, I don't think United States is probably going to get involved. I don't think the election year is really that interesting. It hasn't been like this, like the last 3 time around. I don't think it has been like this kind of boring. I think this election year has been like very like shitty, to be honest.
So this election year is just starting. Last time we had COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
And then the one before that, 2016, you had Donald Trump going up against
It's Biden. No, that was this.
16. Yeah,
Was it?
against Hillary. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was against Hillary. But that was so exciting. That was a
You had 2
good time.
So that's why, like, I wonder how 2020 would have been without COVID-19. Because I would say, like, I watched the debates and stuff, but I was more active because we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff happening there.
Even during 2016, Bernie Sanders,
Yeah.
like he was like watching his
We had two
debates.
open seats.
Yeah.
Democrat and Republican. I don't know. Like, Biden is likely going to run, but there's a lot of random and I think weird whispers about him not running. And this is like the first time since I've been alive where this is like a relevant conversation.
Because he's just too fucking old. Like everyone in the government is so fucking old. It's kind of annoying. But okay, I'm digressing.
Shout out Dianne Feinstein. She died this year. That was an influential death.
Not enough to make it to the list based on Google. So let's end the episodes with some resolutions that we have for the upcoming year.
Personally, I'm going to be better at editing the podcast. I've been a real issue with that.
Most inconsistencies in the schedule come from him. So
Yeah,
this is
they do. I'm going to travel more. That's a resolution. I'm definitely going to travel more. I think I had a great time traveling last year. I went to fucking Budapest, Texas multiple times.
4 times, right? I think.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times, and
Yeah.
Indiana and like just a bunch of other places, and great Atlanta, and it was a great fucking time. and I want to do that more. I already got a Spain trip planned. I'm gonna try to plan out another trip.
You could just say you're going to Spain with us. Like we already discussed this on the pod.
Yeah. I'm going to Spain with the boys.
So you said you're going to be traveling more and you're going to be
Better about editing.
better about editing. That's the main one. That's the one. All
Okay, let's not forget that one.
Yeah.
Big bold letters, all caps.
right. What?
I have a few. One is similar, so I'm gonna take. Mine is more specific. I'm trying to take 3 week-long vacations this year. I've just been not very good about taking longer trips, so and I'm very bad at unplugging. Like I'll still think of, I'll still look at work Slack. I'll still take some emails, respond to emails.
Pod Slack.
Right? At your wedding, I did the same thing. I was taking calls, right, and that was all. The second one is like more of like just a thing that like I want to do because I think in my family this is pretty common. People have like things that they're related like that people attribute to them. So I want to have a signature dish this year. It's like a food item and a drink, and so it's like a combo. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm gonna separate or together.
So like a drink that we can associate you with that. Hey, this person
Like he
made.
makes the best of this.
Yeah, and it could be that, or it could be like I'm debating whether I want to try to make my own because like I like to make old fashions and I've gotten decent at that, right? But it's nothing I haven't leveled that up to like where people are like, okay, cool, like I want his old fashioned or something like that, and a food item. I haven't done any work on that. And finally,
You make good steak.
yeah, I've got okay at that. I'm trying to get better. I need a good cut for it to work. And then finally, the last thing I want to make sure I get done this year, and this is more of just a thing. I was watching an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This happened, and I want to do it. I want to be in a place where I can buy a round for the entire bar.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now-
end of the year, if he doesn't buy the whole bar around, we get to punch him in the dick.
No, I know exactly how it's gonna do it. I know exactly how we're
It
doing
should be
it.
a calculated move where like I can't go,
You
to
go
a
to-
super packed bar. I can't do St. Patrick's Day. I can't do anything like.
You're gonna be like picking 12 a.m. on a Wednesday at the bar like right across our street where there's like basically no one there.
Hey man, listen. If I'm buying 10 drinks, that's still $100.
That's true.
Technically, he has a bar card at home. It's just him, his wife, and a baby. He's like around for everyone.
His wife's the happiest. She's like, we're gonna get rid of bottles. All right. For me personally, I think the most traveling is gonna be an important one. I want to do 3 trips, like 3 good trips. One would be like the big trip. I think that's gonna be the Spain one, and then I'm gonna do 2 smaller but good trips out of it. That's my priority because my wife doesn't get enough days off from school. She's not in college or high school. She's in, well, I guess college, but she's doing her doctorate.
Danny,
so.
is that you? Danny, is that you?
But yeah, so I want to spend those times exploring and doing some trips. And then my second thing, and this is going to be the biggest thing this year, is going to be health. I'm going to get into good shape and going to be very health conscious. I'm actually going to be stopping. I'm going to stop drinking until May. Before I'll start right before our Spain trip, so I'm not like a lightweight. But that's going to be
2 weeks of like
intense binge drinking. Yeah, I'm just like practicing. I'm
I'ma
like,
take
guys,
him
I
out.
got this.
I'm gonna take him out to college towns.
Oh yeah, we gotta do a couple of those.
Yeah. But yeah, those are like health is gonna be because I've let go of that a lot. So yeah, I think that's my resolutions. I think I just want to say that before we end the show today, the pod today, I think I'm just very grateful for our audience and whoever's been listening or helping us out with this because we've been wanting to do this for a while. And then one random night we just decided we're fucking doing this. And then we started and
Forward, man, right?
yeah, we pressed record on our iPhones initially. Then we increased the quality a little bit, and then we're still figuring out like all these tech softwares that we could use, and like we don't have any idea of how to promote. We don't have any idea of how to
Edit,
Edit,
draw,
yeah.
like
content creation. Like sometimes like we're still figuring out like proper segments. So
and then we're people like that make like we're in the professional world. We're like what is it, the white collar people.
Yeah.
So like navigating through that world as well as being content creators.
yeah.
So it's been hard, but yeah, I was super grateful just to have like you guys as well as like the listeners and just talk. And I think one of the greatest things we've ever decided and agreed on when we were drunk was like, hey, I don't care if anyone listens. I'm gonna keep on doing this, or we're gonna keep on doing this just because
It's fun for us.
It's a good time.
Yeah, and we're gonna be consistent, and we're gonna continue. Maybe we'll get from 3 subscribers to 6 subscribers by next year, and I think that we doubled our numbers, man.
Yeah, the way we see it, that's just hanging out. Like there's 3 more people we're hanging out with.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would please always feel free to leave any feedback that you guys have on any of the platforms. Comment, email. I think there's email is provided as well, so you guys can always email. There's always YouTube. You can go on our YouTube and comment on the videos, and that's I think that's the easiest way, because if you're listening it on YouTube Music or YouTube, then you can just comment and we get it right away. But yeah, thanks
Guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. See you guys next year.
Yeah, be good time.
Time to hit the hay.